through the course of the year, but hope you have a good one. The market, by the way, is not having a good start at all. The Sensex is now down almost 300 points and the Nifty is down about 78 points. The Bank Nifty is the one that's exerting all the pressure, down 260 points in trade right now. But let's move on. The recently approved National Green Hydrogen Mission has also set the renewable space abuzz. To discuss the potential here for a company like Thermax, we have Ashish Bhandari, the MD and CEO of Thermax, joining in. Ashish, thanks a lot for joining in. Although it's at a very nascent stage, this whole green hydrogen adoption, I just wanted to understand from you what the opportunity is for a company like Thermax and what are the kind of investments that you will have to make over the next couple of years.
Hi, a very good morning to you and to all your viewers. The space of green hydrogen is very, very exciting, not just for India, the world over. And I'm sure many of your viewers know, India is actually following some of the major announcements that have happened in the US and several other parts of the world, where there is significant governmental support coming in to push green hydrogen as a new industry. For India specifically, India is targeting with 20,000 crores worth of governmental support that India within the next 5 to 6 years starts to produce 5 million metric tons per annum of green hydrogen. This will happen in the domestic sector in 3 primary industries: in refining, fertilizers, steel, and then some amount of city gas. Those are the initial targeted segments. Beyond this, transportation and other spaces may evolve as well. Adjacent to this, there is an attempt by about 5 different Indian companies to kickstart a big green ammonia export business out of India. Yeah, so this is going into Western economies, into Japan, Korea, the way LNG ships used to be transporting natural gas, green ammonia being transported in big tankers. For a company
Ashish, yes, actually, I was coming to that. If you can just quantify for us, for a company like Thermax, where do you fit in this value chain and what kind of opportunity do you see in the next 1 to 2 years?
So all remains to be seen, too early to speak about, but broadly there are 3 opportunities. The first one is for EPC of green hydrogen projects, because these are all beyond the electrolyzer, several other components that are needed are all things that Thermax understand very well, including putting the electricals together, all the gas conditioning, gas cleaning, the input-output, all of that can be handled. So the entire EPC portion of such projects is one very, very exciting space. Second, when you come to the key technology itself, there is technology around biomass to green hydrogen. That whole space Thermax is actively working on. And even on the electrolyzer space, it's an area that many Indian companies, including Thermax, will look at. How do you localize? How do you manufacture? And not just the electrolyzer, several adjacent components that are part of the ecosystem of doing green hydrogen projects. All of those would be important and relevant. Third, for industrial customers, where Thermax today does power, steam, and other portions, looking at build, own, operate. But these are for small industrial applications. I would say all 3 elements of this, all these 3 things that I talked about, are all work in progress. I don't think anything's a slam dunk. The entire industry will evolve over the next 1 to 2 years.
All right. Hi, Ashish. Morning. I think the street has been waiting for some kind of announcement with regard to a technical tie-up in the direction that you're talking about, this push to green hydrogen. Have you made any progress? Could we hear about an announcement maybe in the coming quarters? A rough timeline by which I think you were working on a technical collaboration, right? You all were looking out.
So not just us, I think almost everyone in the industry is looking to figure out their partnerships, their lead-ins. Too early to talk about it, and when something happens, should something happen, you will definitely hear about it. But I would say it's work in progress, nothing absolutely imminent right now. And there's a good chance we may not find the right partner here, because the right partnership is a mix of not just technology that is available today, but a very long roadmap of somebody that can stay current with the technology. When we are ready to share, we would definitely come out.
Ashish, good morning. But the tie-up is for the electrolyzer itself, right? Because the other stuff you already do, and you said you'll be the EPC part, etc. You can do straight away.
So in this whole system, there'll be several partnerships that will be needed. The electrolyzer is one key part. In the biomass to hydrogen, there are a couple of key partnerships that are needed. If you're going to do green ammonia, then a partnership is needed on the green ammonia technology side as well. So electrolyzer is just one part. There are several other parts that are also important and relevant. And quite possibly, actually, with all the competition on the electrolyzer side, some of the more exciting parts could be on these adjacencies that exist.
But in this entire value chain, the bulk of the value is in the electrolyzer, sort of the electrolyzer itself, or no, not really.
Actually, the single biggest part is solar and electricity. The almost 60% to 2/3 of the value of generating green hydrogen lies in the cost of electricity. After that, of what remains, about another 1/3 to 40% is electrolyzer. The other 60% continues to be the balance of plant and everything else. So there's a lot of focus on the electrolyzer, but in the grand scheme of things, it's just one part of one piece of a much larger overall puzzle.
Sorry, when you say 60% is the cost of electricity, could you just explain that? Sorry, I mean, what do you mean by that?
Because to produce green hydrogen, the electrolyzer needs electricity to come in, green electricity, which it splits into hydrogen and oxygen. So you need clean water, you need the electrolyzer, you need all the electrical stuff, the gas conditioning, the gas cleaning. But the biggest portion, what you need is cheap green electricity, which is coming in. And if you remember, the first part of the green hydrogen announcement was all about interstate distribution charges, banking capability. So all of this. So the green electricity portion has a big role to play, because at current prices, green hydrogen is significantly higher in cost compared to gray hydrogen.
I'm glad you brought that point out, because I wanted to take that point forward. You know, we keep talking about the opportunities, but there are several challenges as well, right? There are cheaper alternatives like grey hydrogen. There's a complete lack of policy framework, and there's also, you know, lack of R&D as well. Do you think all of these would be sort of roadblocks as far as investments in this sector go? Do you think it will become unviable to invest in this sector because of these challenges?
I think the investments will have to come. Yeah, because if India is not leading, then we will be lagging, and the world will move towards green hydrogen. Completely agree with you that there are a lot of roadblocks that still remain. The government's chipping away at them one by one, but there's still several that remain. One of the key ones which is anticipated which is part of those 13,000 crores of that 20,000 crores, is getting certain industries to mandatorily take green hydrogen as part of their deliverable. And it could mean that the refining industry, the fertilizer industry will take 5-10% or whatever small numbers, but they're mandated to take that. Yeah? So that will kickstart some portions without increasing the cost to those industries significantly. We know through our discussions that industries such as steel are still very reticent. They're okay to experiment, but right now nobody really wants, after the inflation cycle that we have gone through, nobody really wants to add cost where there is no payback. So green steel will have a payback, carbon trading and carbon mandates will come, but the timing of those is uncertain, and that means the takeoff from some of these other industries is also uncertain.
All right, Ashish, we have got a fair idea about the green hydrogen push. But before we let you go, we'll talk poster numbers as well. But how have inquiries been on ground? There were signs that it was flattening out a little bit. Has it improved, or have you seen a further softening out there? Just, broad qualitative sense from you.
No. Broadly, it is not all gloom and doom by any means. I think India continues to be holding its own. Demand continues to be reasonable. Some of the bigger projects, as I had said, in especially the government ones in the refining industry, we had gone through a wave. That wave is gone, which is why you don't see as many big announcements from Thermax. Beyond that, we are very happy with the state of our overall business as things stand.
So we are seeing inquiries continue, right? It's not showing signs of plateauing out.
Very much so. I think the growth rate may have slowed, but the place that we are in continues to be at a much higher place than where we were even pre-COVID. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, always good speaking to you, Ashish. Thanks so much for stopping by. We look forward to having a chat with you, maybe post your numbers, and then we could focus more on the numbers as well. Well, for the time being, the market's at a very, very important zone at around that 18,000 odd mark. The bulls will want this level to hold out. Let's see whether or not that does happen. For the time being, slip into a short break. On the other side, we analyze the expectations from the pharma space in our Q3 special, Quarter Se Quarter Tak. Ekta will be waiting with us, and also we'll be joined by Vishal Manchanda, pharma and analyst at Systematics Group.